A large part of an area's culture is its historical value. The Eiffel Tower is in the Champ de Mars in Paris, and it is the tallest structure in all of France. The Eiffel Tower is the most visited structure in the entire world. The Eiffel Tower was designed to be in the World Exhibition, but was built to commemorate the 100-year anniversary of the French Revolution. Currently, the Eiffel Tower represents a large part of France's culture because of its history regarding the French Revolution. Another example of historical influence is the Old Western United States. In the past, one of the prominent employments was being a cowboy or cattle rancher. Today, many of the Old Western areas are cattle ranchers or livestock farmers. The reason being that many places never change the way they used to be, but culture will constantly change, but the history of a place will never change.
One of the many defining factors of culture is the type of home that is prevalent in that landscape. The type of house has to fit many needs, including religion, occupation, climate, and budget. Ever since the first house, improvements have been made with new technology. With every invention of a new kitchen appliance or feature, houses have been changed drastically. One example of homes fitting religious needs is in Ban Mae Sakud, Thailand. There, houses are specifically made not to be in a direct line, so as to avoid evil spirits. However, in New England, you will find houses with very slanted roofs, so as to avoid snow damage. In the southwest of the United States, you will see more stone-walled houses to contain the cool air. As wealth globally increases, older houses will be replaced. Houses will continue to change as technology and needs change.
Every country has its own popular sports, games, and free time activities. You can tell a lot about a country's culture and its cultural landscape by its recreational activities that are most popular. One recreational activity that is very popular in the U.S. is basketball. Basketball is played by all ages and all levels. Basketball was first invented in 1891 by a PE teacher in Massachusetts who wanted to keep his students active indoors when it was cold outside. Basketball started to catch on, and pretty soon colleges started to host their own games. It wasn't until 1946 that basketball officially became a professional sport, and now there are over 30 different NBA teams. Sports and other activities are important to a country's culture because they provide a form of entertainment. Sports has become such a big part of our lives that large industries have been based off of them.
Burial is one of the most important factors in culture today. Different burial customs vary from country to country and religion to religion. For example, more and more people today in the United States choose to bury their dead. They use eco-friendly caskets that decompose over time. However, some Buddhists in Mongolia choose to chop up their dead and put them on a mountaintop. The bodies are fully exposed to the elements and vultures. They believe that the soul moves on while the body is an empty vessel. Some people, such as the Balinese, choose to cremate their dead for religious reasons. There are hundreds of different burial traditions and progressions. Different types of people have ways of burial that, in some cases, define who they are and what their culture is.
Political. Political structure is what keeps society in order. If we don't have any political government or some sort of government area, we're just going to go into an economic downpour, or everybody's just going to go mad. The picture shown is the Parliament in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has had its Parliament for it's been there since 1707, and it has been around since then, and passed bills lately such as the age of criminal responsibility, making sure that anybody can be punishable by law, depending on their age. There are two sections in this parliament. The reason being is to make sure that everybody can voice their opinions. So if people were to only just have one section of a parliament, then, only one part would get voted on. Not very many people get to voice their influences. So if there's two parts, there's more people involved, and there's more ideas that are shared around. So because of this, many governments around the world are thinking, okay, let's change it like how the parliament there is. So many governments are switching to a two-sided or having two parts, such as the United States now, or they always had it, but the two parts is, help pass bills and make sure that one keeps the other in order. Different cultures have very different ways of governing themselves. For another example could be how the parliament is run in South Africa. It could be possibly the same as it's run in Europe, due to the fact that it used to be a colony from them. The United States, is a democracy, so lets people make the major decisions. in tribes areas such as in Africa, usually only the main leader, the tribe leader, is going to make all the decisions. So if you were to be in a tribe in Africa, you wouldn't probably not be able to. You'd probably be able to voice your opinion, but you probably wouldn't be able to have that opinion used as the leader would like to. They're chiefs or leaders, to govern the people. Each society has their own way to think of the best of themselves, such as back when the Tsar regime was finished and the USSR was created. The communism belief in that everybody is equal, which same idea as the United States, but people are like equal as in, I gotta wear the same shirt as him every day, or we each earn the same income, or we all own the same size house, same amount of cars, have the same amount of children. The government can affect culture in very many ways. And for that, it could be for the better and for the worse.